And this is What's up, Yuma? I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on today's program, we are going to be joined first by CJ Alberts from Sonny's Book Truck, which I don't think it's a truck anymore.
It's a building now.
Yeah, I think they're, well,
Downtown.
I don't think, yeah, they're like, got a building. I wonder what they did with the truck. I'm going to ask CJ what she did with it.
Okay.
Maybe she had Chris help her move it. I don't know, because Chris Ramirez is going to be joining us afterwards from Watch Us Move.
Yep.
So stay with us for What's Up Yuma Radio, beginning right now on KOFA 94.7 FM.
And streaming online at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. And you can stream right now on the Border Radio Facebook page and KAWC YouTube page, and email us at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma and Imperial Valley Wealth Management, offering solutions for those who value financial planning. YIVWM.com.
Chili from Philly, New Papa Giorgio from Yuma.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome to another episode of what I'm going to scoop my chair down right here while I say this right there. Okay, I look better in the camera now. Welcome to another episode of What's Up Yuma Radio. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie, and my chair is just fine.
Is it just fine?
I don't know. I can't see myself. Okay. Oh,
Okay.
wait. Am I a little?
Yeah. But
We're a mess.
yeah, it's like a Monday again because we took yesterday off. You know what I mean?
So our brains are fried.
And before we got in here, where CJ's sitting, the governor was here.
Whoa, big energy. Right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So she has some big shoes to fill.
She's like,
poor
wow.
CJ. And I'm talking about CJ from Sonny's Book Truck
/ now building.
/ now building. Is that what we're going with?
Sure. I like to say Sonny's Bookstore. I think
Bookstore.
it's all encompassing,
Okay.
but whatever you need to do.
Okay, well, yeah, because that makes sense because you're a store now.
That's correct.
But was it it was Book Truck at one point, right?
It was. It's true.
Okay, so I got that much right.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. So you have a bookstore here, but like we like to do with all of our guests, we want to get to know you a little bit more. Are you originally from Yuma?
Yeah, I lived here from 5th grade up until I graduated from high school. So I claim it. I claim that I'm a human.
Okay. So you're here, and so
Well, where are you originally from? Where were you born?
Florida.
Florida.
Mhm.
Wow.
how long in Florida?
0 to 5th grade, whatever that time frame is.
Yeah,
12
zero-
years-ish.
Okay. So
then
did
you migrated here.
you like
Yes.
Florida?
Yeah, I love Florida. I think it's a weird, special place.
What's weird about it?
Yeah, I want to know.
Everything. The landscape, it's a sinking swamp. You know, the Florida man story it's everything that you see in the news and
Whoa.
more.
So hold on.
I don't know any stories.
The Florida man stories.
Yeah.
Those are real stories.
Yeah, you know, in the news, the headlines you see, it's like Florida man convicted of X, Y, and Z. That's real. Those are my people.
Yeah.
What?
And so I want to talk about that real quick if that's
Sure,
okay. Is
of
that all right?
course.
So when in radio
Okay.
we would get like these prep sheets
Mhm.
to like something to talk about throughout the day, and so all this weird stuff would be just out of Florida, right? So all the really weird stories, like a man robs a Circle K naked,
Mhm.
riding an alligator, and it's Florida. Right. So then it became this whole thing where, that was a Florida man story because
Wow.
you could even tell the whole story. And then you could guess where that was at?
Florida.
Florida.
I've never
right?
heard of this.
And I don't know
Wow.
if it's the heat, the humidity, the fact that it's a sinking swamp. But yeah, there's always something about Florida.
There's something in the
and
water out there.
you could kind of guess that's where it goes. But okay, so you were there for a while, and then you came to Yuma at 12.
Yeah. My mom lives here, so
Okay.
Did the divorced parents booted to the other side of the country?
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you turn 12, and it's like out of here. That's enough
Exactly.
sass out of you, young
Oh,
lady.
Exactly.
Is that why you have a gator tattooed on your arm
It
for
is.
Florida? I
It
love
is.
that.
You got to rep.
You gotta rep the
That-
state.
that's
So you come here. Where'd you go to school?
I went to high school in Gila Ridge. I was the first graduating class.
Wow,
Oh,
that's
okay.
Not to
special.
brag.
That's special.
Yeah.
It was something. It's weird to go to a high school and inherit none of the camaraderie or school spirit. And
Yeah.
none of that existed. We were just like, okay,
We're
there's no
newbies.
upperclassmen. It was very bizarre.
So, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
yes.
Yeah, my son's graduating class from Woodard. Like if he had gone out to Somerton or wherever the new high school is out there, he would have been the graduating class too. But
Yep.
so yeah, but it was quiet, small.
Yeah, I think there was like 500 kids in our first
Wow.
class, and it just kept growing, obviously,
Mhm.
as new fresh meat came into
Yeah,
the population.
I get that's one word to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The newbies.
yeah, the newbies. And did you haze them? And I'm just kidding. It's like
This is too nice. Yeah.
This is what goes down at Gila Ridge, guys. We're gonna jump you today, and you're gonna have to roll down in a barrel down this hill or something.
Oh, that would be
you know?
horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
no,
quite.
No, okay.
Not
Well,
quite.
that's not fun then.
So what happened after high school? What did you want to do?
I think a lot of young people who grew up in Yuma wanted to get very far away from here.
Okay.
And to do that, I went to art school in Portland, Oregon, where I lived
Wow.
for the last 11 years until I came back to Yuma around 2 years ago.
Okay, so it was art always a part of your existence?
Yeah, I loved photography growing up.
Mhm.
All of my boyfriends were in bands, so that was my way of interacting with the music scene, was taking pictures of said bands.
So they were in bands, like what kind of bands?
Some really terrible screamo rock.
Wow, wait,
Emo
no, wait a
screamo.
minute. Why are they terrible?
Because they didn't make it.
Yeah, I think they didn't make it for a reason. It was cute. It was cute and earnest and fun at the time.
And where's this at? Where are these boyfriends? Is this here in Yuma or is this?
This was here in Yuma.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Wait,
Yuma.
can you name some of the bands real quick?
Oh my God, this is.
Do you know any of
It's
them?
okay to be
Yeah.
first.
Yes. Okay.
Burn the Sea,
Burn the Sea. Okay, that's okay.
March of the Ents, as in Lord of the Rings.
Okay, March of the Ents.
I think those were the main two.
Oh, those are the main
I
two.
love
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I've never heard of them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's the
so-
reason she said
yeah,
they're bad.
yeah, so yeah, maybe I might have.
I've never actually heard of them, and I was into all that type of music in high school too.
Yes,
Yeah.
they didn't make it very far. There was no recordings, no physical
Okay.
recordings. It was
Just for
more like
fun.
at the Kennedy Skate Park, Prison Hill, doing
Gotcha.
shows. with
Small
my
band
friends.
shows, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So what were your boyfriends? The singers, drummers?
One was the screamer,
Yeah.
that was his only role,
Yeah.
and then another
That's
was
a very
guitarist.
important
It
role
is,
in a
it
screamo
is,
band.
it
The
is.
screamer
Sacrificed
is
his
a
vocal
very, very
cords.
Yes, but I have no musical inclination, but wanted to be in the know and close to the friend group what they were doing. So I picked up a camera and did some terrible photography.
Okay, so terrible band, terrible photography. It's a
Yes.
match made in heaven,
It
right?
truly was. It was a vibe at the time.
Yeah, they got the whole vibe going on. It's how you get close to the boys over there, and
Yeah,
then it's
right.
like, ooh, he's cute. That screamer. Look at how he just lets it go.
100%.
Spits
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So then you move. Where'd you go to
moved.
art school?
I went to Pacific Northwest College of Art, which is
Okay.
now defunct. We lost our funding, not to
Did
brag.
you?
But it was a really cool, tiny liberal arts school. There
Mhm.
was 11 people in my graduating class in my program, in
Really?
my photography program, and it was incredible. It was some of the best teachers and
Because it's so
hyper-specific.
small.
Mhm.
Like you could
So,
really
like,
get
intimate
attention.
then.
That's awesome.
super
Yeah, you-
intimate. It was lovely.
So, photographer, then you started to take good pictures?
I think so.
Okay.
They were more informed, more had something to say instead of just documenting
Like
boys I had a crush on.
and then you
know?
use like what is it like? One thing I learned in I think it was my senior year at COFA photography, the rule of thirds or
Yes,
something.
classic.
Yeah, that's like the only thing I remember.
I've
the
heard of it. What
rule
is
of
it?
thirds. Let the expert explain.
You basically look at your viewfinder or the field of vision that you're framing something around, and you want each third to be accounted for or spoken for in
Like
some
meaningful.
way.
Mhm.
Not
Kind of.
It's like a way to compose a shot to make
Mm.
sure it feels balanced.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want
'cause
to be
I like that.
intentional about either if something's occupying that space or not occupying
yes,
it.
yeah, you got to be
I like it.
aware of everything that's in each third. Because if you don't, then you take terrible pictures of
Like she
terrible
did.
emo bands. You know.
Mhm.
Right? Yeah, but that's the one thing I learned. So, okay, so you're doing photography, and was the love of reading and books always somewhere there, or?
Yeah, totally. I'm an only child, so that's definitely how my parents occupied me when I was young.
Go
They
read.
would-
Gotcha.
Yeah, trips to the bookstore were always on them. They never said no to buying me books, which I think is a great parent hack
Uh-huh.
if you want your kid
Yeah,
to be a
absolutely.
reader.
Agreed.
And it's always been a huge part of my life and my hobbies, really. And didn't really play into anything I was doing in college. I was interested in art books and photography
Mhm.
monographs and kind of more curatorial ways to tell a story through imagery. But more narrative fiction books were always just something I did on the side. But
So what-
I've always loved reading.
Okay, so what are some of your favorite books?
My favorite book of all time is Song of Solomon by Toni Morrison. I think
Okay.
it's a perfect novel in every way, and she's a legend. And we are so grateful to have been alive during the same time she was.
Okay, so what is that? What's that book about? Because I know that's like a whole book in the Bible or something, the Song of Solomon. I don't know if you.
Yeah, she uses a lot of like religious framework and imagery
Mhm.
in her fiction writing.
Mhm.
It's essentially about the quest for freedom and a man trying to fly. I don't.
Oh, okay.
I
okay.
think I don't want to say more than that.
Yeah, we don't have to ruin the book for if anybody wants,
Totally.
but a guy tries to fly. That's cool.
Yeah, it's really special.
hmm
I like it.
So reading, you kind of gravitated towards that because it was like do that or just be bored at home because
Because you have no siblings.
no, nobody to play with or hit or blame things on.
Definitely hit.
Right? Yeah, right. There's a lot of hitting that goes on with siblings. If you
And like
you,
for no reason.
you missed that whole thing with the
It's
why
insane.
did you just hit me? You know?
Yes.
but
I'm like, I tell one of my kids, go to the kitchen, grab me something, and on the way they like punch their sister. I'm like, why? Why would you do that?
It's their
Yeah.
job.
yeah, that's a whole thing that you missed out on. But so books. So did they like the books speak to you? Like what was it? Was it like an escape? One of my favorite movies of all
Mhm.
time is The Never Ending Story.
Oh my god, I love
about
that.
a book. It's literally probably my favorite, and because books can be that escape.
hmm
Was that for you?
Yeah, I think so. It's a way to experience other lives that aren't your own. It's a way
Yeah.
to like connect with maybe scarier emotions that you're going
Mhm.
through. And it's just like
Ooh,
fun. Like
yeah.
I think when you read, I'm like a very hypervisual reader. So
Okay.
it's like a movie is playing
You
out.
see it.
Very
See
cool.
it, see it 100%. And that's a fun experience to have as a person, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, my family reads a lot, like my mom and my sisters and stuff. I feel like I just don't have the time, but I wish that I
Mhm.
could.
Yeah.
You know, I used to read a lot too as
Yeah.
a kid, and now I'm like, no,
Do you do audiobooks?
no, I don't do any books.
Yeah. I feel like when people say they don't have time to read, audiobooks are a real game
Yeah, I do
Okay.
audiobooks.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like my Audible is crazy. It's yeah.
It's jam packed.
Oh yeah, there's so much in there. But I do audiobooks because I drive a lot and I have to go to
Yeah.
meetings.
And I'm
so.
always listening to like podcasts.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
like-
podcasts are good too.
Yeah, so I'm
Mhm.
gonna try more audiobooks.
Yeah, I got to put you onto Libro FM though. It's a Audible alternative
Okay.
that supports your local indie bookstore
Oh.
instead of Amazon.
Oh, very cool. Yeah,
We
I have to
love.
check that out.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Yeah, you
I
have to let me know before we get
Before
out
you
of here.
leave.
And then that's that's a way to consume too, right?
Mhm.
Through audio. Like you can't
Totally.
don't be ashamed,
Not
right?
at all.
Because it
I'm
does
super
still
ashamed.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? Because I've really been helped. I do a lot of like psychology, sociology, stuff like that. I guess for lack of a better word, self-help, which
Yeah.
your mom might know a lot about that stuff.
Yeah.
She helps a lot.
Yeah, but I do that, and I get it through Audible, and
Yeah.
it helps. But I used to be a big reader.
Me
I just
too.
don't have that time
Yeah.
anymore. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ronnie said,
Like to
it's
sit
very
down and make that time. It's extremely hard.
it's
Yeah.
very difficult.
Maybe
so-
we could try like 5 minutes.
I
Yeah.
believe in you. I believe in you.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a habit. It's a muscle you have to
It
work.
is a
So
muscle.
true.
Mhm.
It
Like
is-
we'll put the phone down, Johnny. We'll
And
do
that's
it
the
together.
problem.
Yeah, and
But-
then pick up the book.
Last night I stayed up late watching clips of podcasts like that. That's what I did, and I'm like, damn, it's 11 something. Like
I gotta go to bed.
But they were really good podcasts. So
You're
Danny
just getting
Elfman.
ideas for the
I was
show.
watching all these interviews with Danny Elfman.
Ooh,
if
I
you know
love
who that
him.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Like how could I go to sleep like listening to all that, just absorbing the
Yeah.
genius of Danny Elfman.
And that's
it's
what
like-
the algorithm's
That's what
designed
it
to
does.
do.
It's like, oh, I wish I was him. You know, like how did he come up with that? The
I
Beetlejuice
know.
music and the Batman. And
He's
anyway,
a genius.
yeah, absolute genius. So
Okay.
that's what I was doing last night. But right
Gotcha.
now I'm hosting a show. So let's bring it back
Let's
to
bring
here.
it back
No.
to our guest.
Yeah. Okay. So we know photography. We know that books are a
Yeah.
part of it. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to find out how you open your first bookstore. And I believe it was a truck.
Mhm.
We got that right.
Yep.
And it was in Oregon,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
That's where you're doing it? Okay, we're going to do that
Wow.
after the break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Yuma and Imperial Valley Wealth Management, offering listeners a one-on-one, no-obligation consultation to review their current financial affairs and provide strategies for meeting future goals. More at yivwm.com. Investment advisory services offered through CWM LLC and SEC Registered Investment Advisor.
Good morning. This is Cecilia Hollins-Braithwaite from the KWC Newsroom.
In Arizona, keeping the lights and air conditioning running is not optional, and it is getting more expensive to do so. You can join the Arizona Public Interest Research Group, or Arizona PIRG, along with KAWC for a community town hall on rising utility rates this Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. at the Yuma Main Library. Share your story, ask your questions, and make your voice heard.
I'm Maria Hinojosa. Next time on Latino USA, the star of the HBO It Show of the Moment, Task. Raul Castillo joins me for guacamole and totopos. And I just need to add some. And then you're going to give me the taste test.
Yes.
And you have to just be honest.
Amazing.
That's next time on Latino USA.
Latino USA airs on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here talking to CJ Alberts about her bookstore. And before we get into that, I found out Cindy's watching. That's what Ronnie said.
Yes,
so,
her mom.
Shout out to Cindy, her
R.
mom.
Hi, Cindy.
Say Cindy
Hi,
R. How do you?
Cindy.
I forget how to say the last
How do
name
you-
R.
Cindy Rosandich, a rose in the sand
I
by
have-
a ditch.
Rosandich.
I've
What's
never
up,
said
Cindy?
it. For 11 years, I've said it wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
It's a hard one.
Yeah, I just have never said it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
just
was like,
say R.
when I met her, I was just like, yeah, okay, Cindy, that's it.
Yeah,
That's your
literally my
you're Cindy
phone-
like Madonna,
Yeah.
only you have one name.
And my phone,
That's
she's
it.
Cindy R.
Yes.
Yeah,
Shout out to Cindy. Shout out to Laser Gals.
Laser
Go get
Gals,
facials.
yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah,
We love you, Cindy.
yeah, absolutely. So thank you for watching, Cindy.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so we kind of left, and so you're in Oregon. You're doing the photography thing,
Mhm.
and so how did the book thing
Mhm.
happen? Was it like you saw a need? There was a need for something, or
It was actually during the pandemic. I have very few friends in real life who love to read, which is pretty sad as someone who would talk
Yeah.
about books all day long. And we were isolated in our houses. I was consuming a lot of book media. This is kind of when Book Talk was starting, Book TikTok, and also BookTube, Book YouTube.
Wow.
And I threw my ring into the hat and started a YouTube channel.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I must admit. And that got me so many fabulous lifelong friendships out of it,
Wow.
based in a shared love of reading, people who, I would
So
go
what
on
would you
to-
do on your what was it called first?
CJ reads.
CJ Reed. So would you read to people?
I would not read to people. I would review books and
Ah.
kind
Oh,
of
okay.
document my reading life.
So it wasn't like CJ reads, like you're going to get read to. See,
Right.
you're just saying, hey, I read.
I do be reading.
I do be reading.
I do read.
I do read.
I do have eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of sparked a larger investment into the literary community.
Yeah.
Portland is a tremendously bookish town. They have Pals, which
Well,
is
it's
the
very
largest-
artistic town.
Totally.
Yeah.
And they have a thriving bookstore culture there and a
Wow.
lot of literary events.
Mhm.
And I kind of always in the back of my head had a dream to start a bookstore, but obviously that's a huge financial
Yeah.
thing to take
Yeah.
on. Not famously a lucrative business by any means.
Correct. Yeah.
And didn't really want to uproot my life at that moment to kind of open a bookstore in a town that already had so many fabulous ones.
Yeah.
But I did see a need for a more mobile operation for all these pop-ups and pop-up culture that
Oh, so the pop-up events.
Like
Yeah.
the
Stuff
art,
like that.
maybe
Oh,
like
okay.
pop-up art events, and you'd go
Totally.
and park your truck and say, read a book.
yes, and there were many of those in Portland, and
Oh,
I
okay.
thought a tiny little mobile bookstore would be so cute.
That is a good idea. I'm telling
Yeah.
you. That's a great idea.
And that's kind of how the truck started. It also was like within my means, it was,
Yeah.
a few $1,000 investment versus, 75.
Yeah.
And a
How
low
did you
risk
find
way.
your truck?
Yeah, that's how'd you find it? What
Yeah, so I was really inspired by like these Italian scooters that were converted into mobile libraries. Mobile
Oh.
book selling has like a really rich history in America. You might remember like the book buses of your childhood where the library would come to you or come to school
Mhm.
functions or programs.
Hmm.
But in Europe, they're doing it in a cuter way. And they had like these really cute transformed Vespas. And I was like, how could I do that? How could I start as
Mhm.
small as I can? I don't want a full school bus. That's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
And Portland has a really strong Japanese car culture.
Mhm.
So there was like a Japanese import lot down the street from us, and they have like really cool camper vans. They have really cool mini K trucks, which is what our bookmobile started out as. It's a little Japanese farm truck. They're really tiny. I mean, they look like a tiny clown car, and they're cheap. They're like $3,000 at the time, which is wild.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I know. And like a great condition, tiny truck that we could kind of customize and do whatever we want with. So that's how she came to be.
So cool. So you went in, you had your $3,000, you bought it, but you had to have like a vision. Did you paint it? How'd you do like any work to it so it can hold the books?
Yeah, my husband's a carpenter, which is
okay.
ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
I know.
He's not a screamo singer, so he's a
not,
carpenter.
no.
He actually does something for a living.
Really changed your type,
Yeah.
didn't you?
He got a real job.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in a band.
Oh,
So it's always
He
there.
grew up.
But he grew up.
He grew up.
Exactly.
I'm joking to everybody that's in a
Kiki.
band.
His name's
Like,
Kiki.
Yeah.
Yes, his name's Kiki.
Yeah.
I kind of just like gave him a terrible drawing on the back of a napkin, and he built this really cool
Wow.
custom shelving with like storage in the back.
That's awesome.
We painted the truck yellow because at the time we were living in gray, terrible, depressing Portland,
Mhm.
and I thought it would be very cute to see a little happy sunshine yellow
Oh, I
around
like
the
that.
corner.
That's cool.
So he customized
Very
it.
cool.
You guys
Mhm.
painted it, and is that how Sunny's came? The name?
Yeah, I
So
mean, at the time it was in Portland, and I felt like it was more different. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now moving back to Yuma, everything is called Sun something.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like,
That's
"Ugh."
true.
But at
Wow.
the time, she was standing out in a good
in
way.
Portland, where there's no sun, and
Yeah.
I had a friend move up there once, and
Mhm.
he came back, and I was like, "So how was it?" You know, he went over there to do music and everything, and he's like, "It sucked.
Yeah,
It's always raining. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to get up out of bed, and
it's a
he's
lot of
like,
rain.
yeah." And he said it was difficult just to go to work, you
Yeah.
know. And then to make
Wow.
ends meet, he was painting houses. And so it's like, when can you paint? It's always raining. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So, okay. So you're there, and Sunny's, obviously, that's a contradiction in Portland. So you got this going. You got it all decked out because your husband's a real man, and he works with tools.
Uses his
And
hands.
he uses his hands, and he's making it happen. So then you just started submitting for these little pop-up events?
Yeah, I mean, we hosted a couple at our local coffee shop down the street, and like soft launched it with like friends and family supporting us, and then did a couple of farmer market circuits. But then quickly we decided to move back to Yuma, kind of after a few pop-ups under our belt.
And why?
Okay,
Is that?
whoa, wait a minute. How quickly is this?
Probably like 3 months after the truck was done.
Oh,
3
wow.
months. So you just like real short-lived over there, and you're doing okay.
Yeah,
People are buying
Yeah.
the books,
totally.
and then you're saying, "Why come back to Yuma?"
Yeah.
Well, sometimes your parents age, you guys.
Okay.
Don't know if
You get
know
older.
that. Also, like the housing market was wild in Portland at that time,
Yeah.
and we kind of knew we would never get as much money for our house if we sold it in that exact moment.
Mhm.
And it just made a lot of financial and logistical sense to like be closer to my family,
Mhm.
get away from the rain, and also have savings for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
All nice things.
Did Kiki leave his family there?
His family's from Washington, but his sister had actually moved to Phoenix.
Oh.
So
Oh,
it's closer.
good. Yeah,
Totally.
there
It
you
was
go.
a great migration down south again.
Immigration.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So you made the decision. You sold your house up there. That's
Yeah.
what you said. Sold the
Sweet.
house. You're down here, and you started to do pop-ups here.
Yes, and we did pop-ups for about a year here. We did all of the city events, you know, the downtown Christmas stuff. We did some local coffee shop farmer market things.
Yeah.
And we had a solid year of that, just like getting back into the swing of things again. And
How was it
introducing.
received here in Yuma?
It was received so well.
That's
Wow.
People were like rabid for some kind of indie bookstore.
Uh-huh.
There isn't any. There's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a really there was a one downtown that was all used books, but there was
Bandana or something?
Yep.
It's still open,
It's
right?
still
like
open, isn't
it's
it?
open every now and then.
Yeah.
yeah, once in a blue moon,
Yeah.
But
you
not
know?
consistently enough for us
You
readers.
go in there like that's real. The guy's smoking a cigarette around
Yes.
all these books.
Yes.
like,
kind of a legend for that.
Yeah,
He kind
it's
of just does not
he's
care.
just constantly. I love that place. I would get so
Yeah.
many books
I've
over
been
there.
in there before.
But yeah, every time I'm there, he's just.
Yeah.
I know I'm
he's-
damaging my books.
It's like, and he's never serious about stuff when I ask him stuff. He's like, yeah, you know, he's kind of a smart. Yeah.
He's like, it's you
Anyway,
again.
Yeah. but yeah, like you said, that was his whole motif, I guess.
Yeah.
That was what he's known for.
So when you moved down here, did you have a house already?
We did buy a house sight unseen.
Whoa.
Would I recommend that? No.
So you didn't have to live in the book truck.
No, we did not have to live in the book truck.
It's tiny. How are they going to live in
You
this?
never
Yeah,
know.
imagine.
People live in
I
vans.
guess, yeah, that's
Totally.
true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Could have
Van life.
converted the bed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So wow, sight unseen.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It
So
was
good for you guys.
You
It was
got
a
in
choice.
and you're doing the pop-ups. It's received well. Is it because the type of books that you have?
I think so. And also, reading encourages such a communal kind of vibe
Yeah.
and effect. And
Yeah.
readers are friendly, nice, wholesome people.
Mhm.
So the people who were shopping at the truck were like the people who you would want to hang out with the most. in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's what you said, it's communal. That's why people have book clubs, right?
Mhm.
That's the whole
right.
thing. You have a book club, you read, and then you discuss what you read about it.
And
So
you have snacks.
Yes.
we should get snacks.
We never have snacks
We
here.
should-
I'm
we
always
need,
like, I'm hungry.
yeah. Talon, work on that, all right? And get us some
Talon.
snacks next time.
Yes.
No, okay. So then how does it morph into actual building,
Yes.
the bookstore?
I know.
That's huge.
Yeah, about a year after doing pop-ups and the pop-up season being so much shorter than it was in Oregon because
Oh,
of the
yeah,
weather
the
here.
weather,
You
yeah.
can't really
Oh,
stand outside and peddle books in the
Yeah,
100-degree weather.
117.
Plus
no.
being in a hot truck.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's just not happening. I, again, have always wanted to have a brick and mortar. That's
Mhm.
kind of where the genesis of selling books started with. And a spot opened up in the 261 shops downtown on downtown Main
Whoa.
Street.
Yeah.
And the price was right. And
Oh,
it was,
cool.
It
It is
was a
meant to
scary-
be.
Yeah, it was like a scary leap
Yeah.
to like show up and suit up and be somewhere every day.
That's true.
But it all worked out. And that was where our first iteration of Sunny's was born.
Oh, is it? You're not there anymore?
We're still there, but we knocked down a wall.
Oh,
we
cool.
expanded.
Oh, all right.
We're twice
Well,
as
you're-
big now.
Your husband is a carpenter.
Yes.
He can do that. He knocked down the wall. So you expanded.
Yeah, we expanded.
So tell me what it was like when you first opened, like your grand opening day.
Yeah. I mean, it was probably one of the best days of my life. I
Aw.
felt like it was the day I got married, kind of. We had a
Yeah.
pandemic wedding, so we didn't have a wedding.
Yeah.
Okay.
And all of my friends and family made like a really huge effort to be there in person, like to come to Yuma, Arizona and support us.
Mhm.
And it was the most fun day. I mean, we had a line out the door. People were
Wow.
so enthusiastic and supportive from the jump, and
Mhm.
really made all of the efforts of doing this more possible. Because in addition to this, I have a full-time job.
Whoa,
Oh.
this isn't your full-time job.
No, ma'am.
What else do
Oh,
you do?
what else?
I am the marketing director at a publisher called Bindery Books.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
So it's all books
It-
all the time.
And it's online or something, your job? You
Yeah,
work
it's remote.
remotely? Okay.
You live books.
I really do.
She's like, I am a book.
It's a sickness.
So you do marketing for
It's a sickness.
books or authors?
books.
Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
Just books,
Yeah,
Johnny.
yeah. Well, I know, I get that, but I'm saying, like, what do you do? Like,
Yeah, what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do?
Yeah. So I market a book so it can find its audience from kind of
Oh.
acquisition until publication day, situate it right in the market, hopefully find its readers
Mhm.
and work with the authors and kind of our creative counterpoints at the publisher I work at, Bindery, who we call tastemakers. They're like large bookish influencers
Mhm.
on getting the book out into the world.
Oh, okay. So you
That's
work
neat.
you work with the influencers?
I do. Yeah, I work really closely with them.
Wow,
Oh,
dude.
okay. So you find them like, okay, this will be good for, they say it's a romance or whatever.
Totally.
And you're like, okay, this is a good influencer here that would pair nice. And you send them the book and they kind of,
Yeah. We work on like creative marketing campaigns. We
Mhm.
also partner with like our publicists for more traditional trade
Yeah.
media and get the word out about the book any way we see fit.
very cool.
Very neat.
I didn't even know that was a thing because I know with
Yeah.
authors, like you got to do it with the authors. And that's how I thought you market a book, but like you're just the book.
Yeah, we work with a lot of debut authors, so they're included in the marketing plan, of course.
They're
but we're
included,
not really,
but it's
we're
not,
not marketing them.
Yeah,
Like, people
because,
don't know who
yeah,
they are.
right. Yeah. And then you work for the publisher, not
Mhm.
for the author themselves. Very cool.
So
Yeah.
wow, so you are super busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the questions real quick is like you also have events
Yes.
at your what are some upcoming ones?
That's a great question. Our event calendar is like always morphing every day, but I think our next one is a book bedazzling event, which is very
Ooh.
cute. I don't know if you've seen on Instagram those kind of rhinestone
Mhm.
decked out book covers that
Yeah.
people are kind of having craft nights for, but we're hosting one and you just bring your own book and we'll supply all the materials and
Wow.
you can kick back with your friends and do an art project.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What else?
We have our book club. We have a monthly programming event called Sunny Salon, which is kind of like a book club with no assigned reading. It changes every month what we do. Last month we had a Halloween themed one with like spooky drinks and kind of crafting with ribbon bookmarks. Before we had a spelling bee for adults. We try to like do something fun and
Mhm.
weird and like kind of book centric every month. And
Do you
get people
remember
in
what the
door.
winning word was?
That's a great question.
Oh my God, a spelling bee for adults.
I
love
remember,
that.
I can't remember the word, but it was like one of the easier ones that the last contestant lost on.
Oh no.
I would do terrible at a spelling bee.
Yeah,
for
I'm
the
great
record.
at spelling.
Oh my
I
God.
should have gone.
Stop bragging, Ronnie. All right, that's enough time. This is where
I don't want her to leave.
No,
She's
no.
too fun.
No, you are great. So tell everybody where you're located again, if they don't know where the 261 buildings are, which actually that's where I had my first office too.
Cute.
I had like an office there, which doesn't really work because it
Yeah.
was like a retail place
Totally.
and there's no ceiling.
There's sure aren't.
Yeah, there's no,
Mhm.
it's like the ceiling's way up there. So you could hear everything from
Oh,
everybody else.
no.
And so trying to be there and do business and
It was
stuff.
not working.
No, it didn't work, but it can work for a bookstore. So tell
Yeah.
everybody where it's at and how they can find out more.
Yeah, Sunny's Bookstore is at 261 South Main Street, right in historic downtown Yuma, next to the Wine Center and the Pint House, right in between those two slots. And you can follow us on social media at Sunny's Book Truck. And
I
then
found
our
you.
website is sunnysbooktruck.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much for
happy
the
for
interview
you.
and for
Yeah.
what you provide here for the community with the books. And we'll have to go check you out. Maybe we could do like a video checking you out over there or something like.
And
you
we're
know,
going to
like
start
Instagram.
reading.
Yes, we're gonna read. But you can look at my Audible. I was just listening to a book the other
It's
day.
the baby steps. Yeah.
Yeah, but then reading, it's
that
like,
comes next.
as long as Danny Elfman doesn't do any more podcasts, then I'll be good.
He
But all right, and with that, we are going to take a break. We'll be back on the other side with Chris Ramirez from Watch Us Move. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
KAWC and Border Radio are supported by the St. Paul's Concert Series, presenting celebrated pianist Dmitry Kirichenko at 5 on Sunday, November 16th at St. Paul's Episcopal Church. A graduate of the Moscow and Odessa conservatories, Dr. Kirichenko has performed throughout Europe and the United States. More at stpaulsyuma.org.
Hi, this is Kevin Cubbins. I'm one of your hosts on Beale Street Caravan. Next time on the program, we'll have the international sounds of Yemen blues. Guy Davis will also be returning with another educational segment on the pioneers and innovators enshrined in the Blues Hall of Fame. That's all coming up next time on Beale Street Caravan.
Thursday evening at 7 on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
For KAWC News in Yuma, I'm Victor Calderon. A group of active and retired nurses gathered in Yuma last week to dedicate a local park bench in honor of their fellow nurses who have passed away. The Southern Arizona Nurse Honor Guard worked with the city of Yuma to clean up a bench in Gateway Park. When a nurse is at the end of his or her life, the Honor Guard performs a tribute named after Florence Nightingale, the 19th century British nurse. Megan Kuchel is one of the Honor Guard members.
For nurses in our profession, our duties don't end when we clock out or with retirement. We continue being there for family and friends, providing advice, holding their hand at the bedside, oftentimes till the end of our lives. So to have these services where we honor the lifelong dedication of nurses, as well as relieve them of their duties, is extremely important.
For more on the Southern Arizona Nurse Honor Guard, you can find them online or on their social media pages. For KAWC, I'm Victor Calderon.
Blood services provider Vitalant is hosting blood drives at Yuma locations on an ongoing basis. Daily personal emergencies and ongoing medical needs of thousands of patients require a constant and ready blood supply. Donations of all blood types, especially O, are needed. Locations, dates, and appointments at donors.vitalant.org.
K-pop fans, did you know that 80 new K-pop songs or albums were released in October? If you're tired of your old K-pop playlist, join me this week for the new release show on K-pop for Border for new October K-pop releases from Baby Monster, LE SSERAFIM, and Monsta X. K-pop for Border airs on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on Kofa Radio. Stream the show on KAWC's app or website, or follow K-pop for Border on Facebook or Instagram.
I'm Chris Wheeler, owner of Prison Hill Brewing Company. I support KAWC because I think KAWC brings a service to the community that you don't get on commercial radio. You have news, you have entertainment, you have things like Science Friday. It's a perspective that is not available on a commercial platform, and it's oriented towards the community, for the community, and from within the community. Prison Hill underwrites KWC and community radio because of what it brings to Yuma. It is the local perspective told by residents and from the view of people in the community. I don't think you get that anywhere else. Supporting KWC really does bring a service that is not available elsewhere. It's a worthy endeavor, and I think that will just feed back and make Yuma a better place. I'm Chris Wheeler, and I support KAWC.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here now joined by Chris Ramirez from Watch Us Move. And he has a moving company, obviously. It's Watch Us Move. And I want a moment of silence for how good the billboard was earlier with my little segue talking about. Never mind. Just
no one heard it.
They're like, what are you talking about? No, so yeah, moving company. But as always, we like to get to know our guests. So thank you for being with us.
Appreciate you having me on, John.
Yeah, thank you. So a little bit about your background for those that don't know. Were you born here in Yuma or?
No, I was actually born in California.
California?
Yeah,
Okay, where in
Riverside.
Cali?
Riverside, California.
Riverside, okay. Could be a little rough over there in Riverside. Were you on the rough side?
From what I understand, I mean, I was really young, but
You were
from
young?
what my parents told me, it was getting rough, so we had to get on out of there.
Yeah. So I love that whole Inland Empire area, you know, because it is rough. The first time I was there, I was like, what am I doing? I was there with church. I was there with like a church thing. We used to do these like plays and events and stuff like that, like an outreach thing. And they would just drop us off and like, you go knock on these doors and invite them out. We're going to be at this park. And I'm like, you know, this white kid from Yuma at 15, like, wow, I was raised in Okietown, but I wasn't ready for this, you know. I'm in Riverside, like, okay, all right.
Fighting
like,
for your life.
Hey, come out. We're going to have a drama over here. But anyway, so you were there for how long?
We were there until I was 5. And,
Okay.
and the other reason why we had to leave.
Because you got in the gangs at 5. No.
I was a
You were
gangster
like,
baby.
What?
No, yeah. We ended up moving to Yuma. We had family over
Okay.
here stationed at MCAS, but I also grew up with severe asthma. And so my
Oh.
parents thought that it would be best to take me out of that environment and
Uh-huh.
into this kind of cleaner air
Mhm.
from what they understood, not knowing that this was a huge agriculture town.
And like we're
it
literally
actually
surrounded by
But
dirt.
hold on. But
made
hold
it
on.
kind of
Because
worse.
no, but everybody says to move here for your lungs. Like that's still a thing, even though we're from
I just
around
don't
ag.
believe that.
No, it's not true.
You don't believe
Yeah,
it?
I don't believe it.
It's not
Okay,
true.
okay. I'm gonna chat GPT this right
He's
now.
gonna
So-
fact check. Hey,
like-
that's Talon's job.
Yeah. Okay. Talon, get on ChatGPT and find out if Yuma is good for breathing purposes.
I
If we
live
have
with-
clean air.
My husband sneezes 24/7
We're
all
not.
day.
We're talking about asthma, not sneezing. I sneeze every day.
Oh
So-
no, his is bad. Like he needs help.
So, and then Talon, and then turn your mic on and let us know if
When you
Yuma
find it.
is good for air, air
your
pollution,
lungs,
all that
for your
stuff.
asthma.
Yeah, for your lungs.
I spoke
Okay.
to a respiratory therapist, and they said that this is one of the worst places.
Really?
I
Because of
believe
all
that.
the agriculture and the stuff in the air.
I'm not going to pick a side. I've always heard that people
Yeah.
move here because of that.
Yeah.
Well, and I do know like elevation wise too, we're a good place. So then you know you don't want to be if
Well,
you
we're
have
busting
asthma.
that myth today.
Yeah.
That's
So
what-
well, Talon's going to find out, and he's going to turn his mic on and interrupt us as soon as he finds out. Did you find out yet?
Okay.
Okay. What is it, Talon?
Basically that it says that overall Yuma has moderate air quality conditions and it's not perfect for breathing, especially if you have respiratory sensitivities. But for many folks, it's acceptable.
Okay, so that's kind of in the middle.
So
but-
that's like a political answer. That's like in the middle.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm siding with Chris.
We're an
Okay.
agriculture
Thanks, Ronnie.
place, so like we do stir up the dirt a lot. And,
Yeah. So oh wow.
yeah, depending.
So
Right.
don't move here. Then.
Johnny's sad.
No, I'm
Like
not
mad.
sad. I've always heard that, so I wanted
that's
to know. Like I didn't really have a.
So you moved here at 5. Your asthma got worse, and then what happened?
You're like yeah.
So my parents said, hey, it was rough for a little while. I was in the
Uh-huh.
hospital quite a bit. And I just got sick of being the sick kid.
Yeah.
I was tired
Oh,
of being
man.
recognized as a sick kid. My father put me and my brother both in the martial arts, and I took it seriously. So the deep breathing, the meditations,
Mhm.
and what I learned was that we can forge ourselves, and we can train ourselves to be as strong as we want. So
Mhm.
I ended up becoming, better and faster and stronger.
So how old
than-
are you at this point when you're in martial arts? And then if you could let us know what school you went to. But
So a lot of it, we started off in the Taekwondo, and then there were a couple.
Mr. Cobb, or
yeah, it was Mr. Cobb.
Yeah,
back in the
Mr.
day,
Cobb.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a kung fu teacher here. Then he taught me out of the backyard, and it was great.
Was it Grandmaster?
It was Grandmaster.
Wow, we've talked about him before.
Yeah, Grandmaster. So Grandmaster, yeah, he was the kung fu guy, and
Yes,
then
he
you had
was.
Mr. Cobb, who was the Taekwondo guy.
Whoa.
Yep. Yeah. So okay, so that's pretty cool. So you did both for a while.
I did.
Yeah, Grandmaster is a character.
He is.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I think that comes with anybody who is delve that deep into self-expression. I think that's just kind of what happens.
Oh yeah, I love him. I absolutely love Grandmaster. I took my son to one of his teaching. He used to be right up the street over there on 24th Street and 4th Avenue, and it was pretty cool. So there's a bunch of little kids, and they're probably maybe second grade, and he's like, "What you gonna do if somebody comes up to you with a gun and puts a gun to your head?" You know,
They're all crying.
and they're like, "What? I don't know. Why are they gonna put a gun?"
Why would I think about that?
I was like, "Yes, son. What are you gonna do?" You know, but
He scared the
Grandmaster. If
children.
you know Grandmaster, he's great. You can find him maybe in a park doing some kung fu now. Seriously,
Scaring kids still
yeah,
today.
and so asking kids what they're going to do with a gun. So you're doing that. You find an affinity with martial arts.
It became a way of life. It was more than just the training and the physical. It became the philosophy. It was Bruce Lee. It was.
I love Bruce
yeah,
Lee.
become water.
Yeah, become water. Yeah.
My dad loved Bruce Lee. He was so great. So did this help your asthma?
It helped everything. It really gave me a sense for who I was, and not to say that I obviously you still growing up you still struggle with finding yourself,
Sure.
and doing that, but it gave me a basis, it gave me a ground, it gave me a sense of confidence, and so yes, it was a big part of my life that I
neat.
still hold today.
Do you teach the boys? I know you have 3 boys, right?
Yes,
Do you
I
teach
do.
them?
Christopher, my oldest,
Yeah.
he is phenomenal.
Ooh.
He can mimic everything.
Mhm.
And he can hit hard, and it's just and his
Can knock
confidence-
you out.
How old is he?
He's 16.
16.
Yes.
Our
but,
sons are like best friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he can knock you out today.
He's getting there.
kidding.
He's getting close.
And
but
the
I'm proud
baby's
of him for
won.
it. And the
You
baby,
teaching him
the
martial
baby-
arts already?
So you're kind of like me then. I have
Yeah.
a 16-year-old and a 1-year-old.
And what's the middle
Yeah,
one's age?
and my middle one is
10 years old.
10.
My middle one's 12.
Wow.
Yeah, we're about the same.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I
We're in
I
the
got
same
old-
mind space.
Yeah, I got older and said, why not start all over again? But I love Emma Gray. She's the absolute best. Spent all day yesterday with her.
Good.
Yeah. But okay, so martial arts is helping you. You said not just the asthma, it's helping you with the mindset.
Absolutely.
Explain a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, as far as the mindset goes, it's kind of like we just said about being like water and not really being rigid into one form and being able to adjust to situations and not letting them identify you and not getting stuck in the character, not getting stuck in the ego, not getting stuck in saying this is who you are, where we're flowing all the time. Each day is different. It's being present. It's
being present. Okay.
Being present, being right here in the moment.
Yeah.
And like we said about the Grandmaster, anything that has to do with that self-expression, and we're talking about the arts in general. It could be a painter, it can be an artist, it can be a writer, it could be a dancer. The thing that's beautiful about the arts, about the music, is that when you're in it, you're not thinking about the future of it or the beginning of it.
Yeah.
When you're in the middle of the song,
You're dancing.
You're not thinking, oh, that was a beautiful piece. That was great how the song started. When you're in the middle of the song, you're in the middle of the song. And that's the same with any kind of art. And so that's for me, the martial arts kind of
It became that.
It became that. I'm in this moment right now.
I
I'm
like
not
that.
thinking about what it's going to be or where it was. This is where I am now.
Okay, and so that's helping your mindset. That's helping you get forward and deal with it, because you said I don't want to be known as this sick kid. I don't want to be known as this. So it's kind of giving you some identity, even though a lot of martial arts and what you were saying is a lot of Buddhist philosophies. Right. I don't know if you know much about that, but that's where it comes from. Like, you don't identify with anything, right? You don't let anything own you. That's where, like Bruce Lee's talking about, become like water, right? Like any situation that you're in that you could adapt to, right? And then I learned that through study Buddhism, is that you don't let anything define you.
That's exactly it.
You don't hold to anything. Your ego wants to hold to things, but once you do that, you lose so much more.
Exactly. I think every spiritual teaching at its core is trying to teach the exact same thing.
Yeah.
To not have the attachment, to not be identified, and to be present in this moment. The purpose of this is to grow. not to
get what you want. Well,
Exactly.
I say too, like I'm not married to any outcomes. Like
Exactly.
just see what happens.
Exactly.
But be in the moment, and then when that happens, it'll happen. But you don't even know what's going to happen.
Everything is happening the way it should. And,
Yeah.
and in every spiritual teaching and in Christianity, they
Mhm.
teach, everything is according to God's will.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
is for a reason. Everything is for your betterment, even if it's hard.
Mhm.
What are you supposed to learn in
Yeah.
this moment right now?
Yeah,
That's right.
absolutely. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to kind of dive into like how that's helped you practically through your different occupations and how you ended up with Watch Us Move.
Awesome.
All right, we're going to do that on the other side of the break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
The North End Artists Cooperative presents its North End Art Walk on Saturday, November 22nd from 10 to 3 on Yuma's Main Street. Celebrating Yuma's vibrant art scene, over 60 local artists will showcase their work, including visual, 3D, and wearable art. More details are available at Yuma North End Art Walk on Instagram.
Cooling but still mild temperatures in the forecast for Flagstaff today, as it's partly sunny with a high near 69 degrees. Winds out of the west at 5 to 9 miles per hour, could gust up to 15 miles per hour. Patchy smoke before 8 p.m. this evening, then cloudy with a low of 35. In Prescott, it's partly sunny with a high of 71, cloudy in the evening with a low of 45. In Kingman, it's partly sunny with a high of 78 degrees and a low of 56. In Yuma, it's partly sunny with a high of 89 degrees, cloudy in the evening with a low of 62.
Hi, this is Kevin Cubbins. I'm one of your hosts on Beale Street Caravan. Next time on the program, we'll have the international sounds of Yemen blues. Guy Davis will also be returning with another educational segment on the pioneers and innovators enshrined in the Blues Hall of Fame. That's all coming up next time on Beale Street Caravan.
Thursday evening at 7 on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here talking to Chris from Watch Us Move, and so we talked a little bit about your mindset and how that's helped you when you were younger. Then let's talk about how it helped you in developing a career now. How did that happen? Because you've kind of went from a few different vocations, right? I think I was listening to you and Ronnie talk. You were in law enforcement for a little bit. Is that like your first love? Is that what you wanted to do?
I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
At 18, I ended up going into the sheriff's department at the detention center.
Okay.
And you learn a lot there. You see a lot and you grow a lot. But I think in the beginning, I still felt like I had yet to prove myself strong enough. So for the academy and any academy that I went through, and I went through 3, I always felt like I had to prove myself, because forever I was the sick kid that couldn't do it. So when they said, hey, who wants to do the obstacle course first, or who wants to do the gun range first, I felt like I had to prove myself.
Yeah.
And so I did it. And so I think that's a lot of the reason why I went into it. And it shaped me in a lot of ways. I learned how to deal with a lot. I had a lot of great mentors in that time. Did the sheriff's department or did the detention center. I decided I wanted to go LAPD. So I moved to LA with my grandmother.
Well, can I ask you why?
Why?
Why LAPD?
I wanted again, still feeling like I needed to
Proving
prove
yourself.
myself.
You had to be a part of like the big department.
I felt like, let me do it. Like, let me get in the thick of it. Let me get where it's bad.
Yeah.
And see if I can hang, see if I can actually handle.
But then you found out you're having a baby.
Exactly. I ended up getting a phone call that I have a son on the way, or I have a child on the way. So the ethical, the right thing to do in my heart was to come back.
Yeah.
And to be there for my son. And it's been one of the greatest decisions.
So you were in LA for a little bit?
Yeah, for about, I would say maybe 8 or 9 months.
8 or 9 months, and then you get the call. You're about to be a dad. Your first child?
My first son.
First child, and so you come back to Yuma. And did you try to get into law enforcement here?
I applied to do the Border Patrol. I applied, and there was an open position at the Marine Corps Police Department, and I ended up going with the Marine Corps Police Department for a little while.
Okay.
Once I was there, it just got tiresome. I realized that it wasn't quite me. It's not what I wanted.
It wasn't it.
It wasn't it. And I realized that I started to follow Tony Robbins and all these influencers, these people that Jim Rohn, and I loved the way they spoke. I loved the way they were able to influence the masses. I loved the way that they were able to take somebody who had a dim in their eyes, and then all of a sudden there was light in their eyes.
Yeah,
I wanted that.
Tony Robbins probably the best example of that in the world, right? Like I have a friend that went to one of his things and then he believed everything he said and opened up a gym in Thailand, and then he's like a millionaire now. Like after one thing, and it was just a dude from here in Yuma.
Yeah.
Just
it was just a mindset. Seriously,
it's
like
just kind of lights that fire in you, though. Yeah,
it's like what the heck? Like how did you do this? It's like I just believed Tony, and then I would go to all the Tony's
I
events.
just listened to Tony.
That's
so
it.
I do his priming exercise every morning.
Do you?
It's 12 minutes, and it's amazing. I've been doing it for a few months now.
Oh, okay.
And it just gets you in the right frame of mind, like breathing and then gratitude and then thinking of 3 goals that you have that you need to thrive, but they've already happened. That's the key.
That's the key.
Like, I'm already at that job, and feel it.
Exactly. And feel it.
It's manifesting.
Feeling it and manifesting. Yes.
Oh, wow. We're talking about feeling. We could go on a whole
We
thing.
can't. I'm getting excited.
No, so Neville Goddard is one you need to look into. You know Neville Goddard?
I do.
Are you? Oh, wow.
Oh, we're there. We're on the same
Oh,
page.
man. So Neville Goddard, if you're looking, Feeling is the Secret. That's his book. Feeling is the Secret. So it's like, he's like, okay, and I'm going to go on it. I'm going to do it right
Wayne
now.
Dyer too. He says the
Well,
same
Wayne
stuff.
Dyer got it from Neville Goddard.
Yeah.
That's where he got it from. He's like, okay, not only do you imagine it, do you believe it, you feel it.
Exactly.
You feel that you're already there.
That's right.
Check this out, John.
Right. Okay.
Naturally,
Mic
as
drop.
men, we can see things. We're the visionaries. Women are more of
The feeling.
Yeah.
and that is why the union is so important.
Oh,
I'm the manifester
yeah.
between me and Bo. No, really. Like I've said, the radio, the newspaper, I make it happen. Because I already see it happening. Now he's a different type of manifester, but I'm like, bring all the goods to the family.
Yeah, that's the feeling
Yeah.
part of it there. And
Exactly.
so two people join together in that right space. That's how things can create.
Yep.
Now as individuals, we can do both, but as a fail-safe, the two people having each one stronger naturally.
Doubly strong.
Exactly.
Oh, that's absolutely correct. And having that union, like you said, it's very important who you have as your partner to have that union.
Yeah, you got to be in sync.
Yeah, you definitely do. And I just want to say with Ronnie, like literally manifesting all of this right here, because I'll be honest, I got pushback. A lot of pushback. Who's Ronnie? Why'd you get her on there? Like, who is this girl? She was unknown, and I had to push back. And it's like, hey, this is God. I can't do anything. Like, I know. Like when I started, somebody gave me a chance.
Exactly.
And so if she wants a chance, I'm going to let her have a chance,
Yeah.
even though I got pushback about it. And then look, and it's all worked out. So manifesting and having that belief is definitely a very, very big part of going anywhere that you want to go as a goal.
But you said a very important thing right there, and that goes back to what we were talking about, not having the attachment. You said this is God. And we need to realize that very, very few times are we actually in control of any of this.
Yeah,
we didn't think
we're
about
not in
tying our
any.
shoes.
Yeah.
It's autopilot. You don't think about moving food around in your mouth when you're chewing. It's autopilot. Who's doing that? Who's controlling it?
Yeah.
Who's beating your heart right now? There is so much. We like to think that we're in control of things. We're really not.
No, I love that, man. So let's try to get back on track. We have a little bit.
To your moving company.
So then when I knew you, I think originally when I first saw you here in Yuma, because you do have a way about you, so you're noticeable. It was at I think a copy machine place or something like that. Is that the first thing? And you were part of the chamber or something when I first saw you. Tell how we got to that part.
I ended up becoming a sales manager for Yuma Office Equipment.
There you go.
And Dan showed me a lot. He actually is the one that got me into the business world, because as a copier salesman, I'm going in. It wasn't just sales from normal down the street neighborhood. I'm dealing with business to business. I'm dealing with business owners, and that taught me a lot. Going from business to business and learning how to spark a big deal. And in fact, the college was one of my biggest deals over there at Yuma.
Here, where we're at.
Yep. So every copier that's on the campus was the deal that it took me 2.5 years to get.
Whoa.
But that took
wow, the tenacity right
I
there.
know. You don't give up.
Don't give up. But see, through that, the payout from that allowed me to buy my house, allowed me to do everything. It took me 2.5 years, no pay. from that. And I was closing other deals, of course, but when I got that deal, it was enough to set me forward.
And you just didn't stop. You just
Just
trusted
didn't
the
stop.
process.
That's
This
it.
is the goal. It's
That's
going to
it.
happen when it's supposed to happen.
It's like,
There you go. Acceptance is key.
How long were you there for?
I think about 6 years.
Oh,
6 years, and then the next kind of, or I don't know what time it was, but you were also at my previous employer.
I was.
Which
El Dorado Broadcasters. You were a salesman there. So how'd that come to be?
So I had tried my hand at a business and it didn't quite go as well. So I prayed and I needed a job. I needed to be able to put food on the table. And I heard a radio ad right at that moment. And just like we've been saying before, I listened. So I went and I took that job and it was tough. It didn't pay nearly as much as I needed it to. It was bad, but I'm grateful for it because it then put me in front of the owner of the Mayflower moving company at the time.
Oh,
and
nice.
their sales rep was just retiring and she said, "You are phenomenal. I would love you to work for us."
So she stole you.
She stole
Wow, that's great. Well, no, that's perfect because
was
it's
better
not just
anyway,
selling. Like if
probably.
they're not
Yeah.
paying you what you're worth, you got to move on, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you moved to the Mayflower.
I moved to the Mayflower. I had a phenomenal year.
Okay.
We did extremely well. And then she had asked me to put something together on the side because, just to help us to make more money. I put it together and she got cold feet and said, "Hey, we're not going to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Sign this non-compete or you're fired."
Oh,
And
wow.
I had a decision to make.
Yeah.
I either go with my faith and go with what I've created because I was loyal. I didn't want to do anything,
To
behind
burn
her back.
bridges.
No.
Yeah.
But she'd asked me to put this together.
Yeah.
So I did.
She didn't
and-
do it. Yeah.
No.
So
and
then you
here's
took
the
it.
crazy thing. I took it.
Yeah.
The next thing is, how was I going to fund this? I was still struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Almost immediately after, I had a buddy of mine who works for Date Pack, a large, packing company here,
Mm-hmm.
and they were looking for a moving company. And we were just speaking, and he said, "Hey, we're looking for movers. I heard you just opened one up. We're not even going to put a bid out there. Go ahead and take it."
Wow.
Whoa! Yeah,
I love that.
That came the same week I got let go.
Wow.
And that the money that we were able to make from that, and mind you, I only had a truck and a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
The money that we made from that one deal helped to catapult us to where we are now.
So where are you now? How many trucks do you have?
Well,
what do you got?
My own personally, I have one.
Okay.
But we have done so much. We've been now in business 5 years, and by the grace of God, we've had some tough times.
Yeah.
And I've had to grow a lot.
Yeah.
God had to humble me down quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But we're doing extremely well. If you look up moving companies in Yuma, we show up.
You're always number one.
We show up first.
So I just want to know real fast, what is the craziest thing you've moved?
The craziest thing that we've moved?
Or the biggest?
The biggest. Well, when the swap meet was closed down,
Okay.
the Border Patrol had bought the swap meet. We moved that. We moved everything.
Oh,
out of the
wow.
swap
Whoa.
meet. Yes, we did. And that was a big task. And all of those picnic benches, we needed forklifts, flatbeds.
Wow.
And the beautiful thing at the time, I realized that nobody in town would have been able to handle it. And then I looked at what we were doing and said, but we're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, very cool mindset because I would look at that and be
like,
overwhelmed.
whoa, yeah. And you're helping people, you're taking stress off people. You're like, let me just handle it. Is that why you like doing this?
I think that's a big part of it. To me, what I believe is this: moving is a big decision because you don't let anybody into your house that you don't trust. Anybody that comes in your house is a friend or a family. Now all of a sudden you're going to let strangers come in and handle everything that you have. And not only that, they have to be physically adept to work for 6 to 8 hours. Most people don't go to the gym for more than an hour. You need these guys. So right, a half hour. They need to be skillful. They need to be respectable. They need to not ding any doors. It's a huge ask.
Yeah.
So I believe that's a big decision, and we have to respect that. So all the men are yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am.
Yeah.
And they respect every customer that we walk into.
Amazing.
So how do people find out more information about your company?
You can find us online at www.watchusmoveaz.com or look us up on Facebook or Instagram, or just look up Movers in Yuma and we'll be there.
Yeah, you'll be there. Yeah, you'll be there.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming on. Hopefully I'll see you November 22nd and we get our tables next to each other again.
like last fight.
Yeah, are you going to be there?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, the
Yes, we
Yuma
are.
Fight League number 7. So that's going to be fun. That was Ronnie's first time.
Yeah. It was a great fight.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
thank
those
you
are
again.
coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up. It's going to be really excited. So thank you so much, and congratulations all you do, and your mindset that's seeing
Keep
you
it.
through all of it. we're going to talk more, about that. Just me and you. I appreciate that. And with
I'm
that,
not invited.
No, Ronnie could show up. No, I'm just kidding. All right. What's Up Yuma Radio is a production of KAWC, Colorado River Public Media. We broadcast from the studios in the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College in Yuma. We want to thank our engineer, Talon Gonzalez, for coming in with that fact check earlier, along with Anthony Ornelas, Juan Garcia, Dave Reek, and Cecilia.
And you can find out more about KAWC at kawc.org, on Facebook at KAWC Radio, and on the KAWC app. And stay tuned following our program for KOFA Midday Music.
And on tomorrow's program, we're going to have Esteban. Is that what it is? Esteban. He's a city councilman over in San Luis, as well as Joanne Pfizer, who's from the Yuma County Anti-Drug Coalition.
And you can listen to the podcast version of our program and check out past episodes at kawc.org/podcast/What's Up Yuma Radio, and email us at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
All right. And I'm going to try to be like water for the rest of the day.
Let's just
today.
flow.
Like just.
Ooh, Bruce Lee said to flow.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma and Imperial Valley Wealth Management, offering solutions for those who value financial planning. YIVWM.com.